Om. 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 गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। ॐ श्रीकृष्ण परमात्मने नमः। अथ श्रीमद्भगवद्गीता अष्टादशोऽध्यायः मोक्षसंन्यासयोगः। So yesterday Brahmaraji had read that ignorance is the main cause for all the samsara, and they have their ignorance is the cause and the desire. So I will read from, as decided, I will read from Gita Shastra talks of karma as meant for Agnanis and Jnana Nishtha as meant for Jnanis. It has been established by the Gita Shastra so far that the sphere of karma is only for the one who has ignorance. One must be ignorant in order to be the karta. Ignorance is the basis for performing desire-prompted activities. The sphere for the one who has knowledge, however, is a commitment to knowledge. Jnana Nishtha preceded by renunciation of all action, Sarva Karma Sannyasa. Shankara quotes some verses here to remind us of how this has been shown throughout the Gita. Even Karma Yoga is for the one who is ignorant because it is a means, sadhana, whether it is a karma done as a yoga with right attitude or a desire prompted action, kamya karma, all activity is centered on the ignorant. I repeat the last line. Whether it is karma done as a yoga with right attitude or a desire prompted action, kamya karma, all activity is centered on the ignorant. Whereas for the one who has no ignorance of the Atma, the commitment is to that or the abiding knowledge of that which leaves nothing to be desired. Jnana Nishtha. There is an adjective for this Jnana Nishtha in the Bhashya. Shankara says that it is characterized by or preceded by renunciation of all activities. He says, Sarva Karma Sannyasa Purvika Jnana Nishtha. What do I mean? It is not that you should not do any action at all. Otherwise, Shankara could not have written this commentary. Can Lord Krishna teach without being active? Therefore, this renunciation is the renunciation of doership, kartritva. How are you going to renounce that? Only in the wake of knowledge, jnana. There is no other way to give up all activity. We have seen that nobody can remain without activity even for a moment. Nahi kashit kshanamapi jatu tishtati akarmakrita. Even just living is not possible if there is no activity. Sharira yatra api cha na prasiddhyet prasiddhayet akarmanaha. I hope I read correct. Breathing is activity, eating is activity, sitting is activity, walking is activity. There is no person who is alive and who does not perform any action. But one can totally free oneself from all activities by knowing. I am not a doer. These are the two things that are well established throughout the Gita. Karma is for the one who does not know Atma, and an abiding knowledge preceded by renunciation of all action is for the one who knows. Shankara quotes some segments of a few verses from the Gita, where this was already shown. He starts with both do not know. Ubhaitau na vijanitah. Here, Shankara is citing the verse that says that both the one who looks upon the Atma as the one who kills, ya enam veti hantaram, that is, as the doer, and the one who looks upon the Atma as the one who is killed. Yashaschainam manyate hatam. I hope Yasashainam manyate hatam. That is, as the enjoyer, do not know the Atma. He starts with the most important fact. The Atma is not a doer or an enjoyer. Who does Krishna choose the action of doing to illustrate this? By the analogy of Prathama Malla Nyaya, defeating the champion boxer. All other actions are automatically covered. For example, if you want to become a heavyweight champion in boxing, what should you do? Should you box with the entire humanity? No, you only need to defeat the existing heavyweight champion. Similarly, here there are many activities, but the worst one, the one that invokes the most hurt and guilt, is killing someone. Therefore, the verse says that both the one who looks upon oneself as one who has destroyed somebody and the one who looks upon oneself as being destroyed do not know the Atma. Why? Because the Atma does not destroy, na hanti, meaning it does not perform any action, nor does it get destroyed, na hanyate. That is, nor does it become an object of anybody's action. Therefore, Atma is neither the subject of action nor the object of action. Only if there is anything else can it be the subject or object, but there is nothing at all other than Atma. Atmanah anyat kimapi nasti. The object is the Atma, the subject is also the Atma. Therefore, the subject-object distinction is purely mithya. What does all this say? That the Atma is not an agent and therefore there is no karma here. That is knowledge, jnana. To support this further, Shankara quotes Vidvamshinam Veda Vinashinam Nityam. Veda Vinashin. I hope I'm reading correct. Kindly correct me. Veda Vinashinam Nityam. Quoting from the following verse. Veda Vinashinam Nityam Ya Enam Ajam Avyayam Katham Sa Purushah Partha Kam Kam Ghatayati Hanti Kam. I read once again. Veda Vinashinam Nityam Ya Enam Ajam Avyayam Katham Sa Purushah Partha Kam Ghatayati Hanti Kam. The one who knows that which is not subject to time and therefore not subject to destruction, the one who knows that Atma is himself, how does such a person destroy or cause destruction? Whom does he destroy? There are two types of action. You do it yourself or you make others do it. Shall I read this shloka or I should go ahead? There are two types of action. You do it yourself or you make others do it. Either way, you are the prime agent. The Atma does neither of these types of action. In its sannidhi, in its presence, activities take place. Therefore, Atma is a karta, not a doer. Then again, Shankara quotes Jnana Yogena Sankhyanam Karma Yogena Yoginam. There is the pursuit of knowledge for the renunciate and the pursuit of karma for the karma yogi. This is the verse in the third chapter in response to Arjuna's confusion about whether he should follow karma or renounce everything for moksha. He says to Krishna, in effect, you praise Jnana and you also praise Karma. I am confused. Which will give me moksha? Why do you confuse me like this? Why don't you say this is right, do it? Lord Krishna answers that there is a twofold committed lifestyle for moksha given by him before. Lokesmin dvividha nishtha pura prokta maya anagha jnana yogena sankhyanam karma yogena yoginam. One is purely the pursuit of knowledge and the other is the pursuit of knowledge with a life of karma yoga. Even though there are these two lifestyles, Shankara almost considers a karma sannyasi to be a jnani because he has given up karma for the sake of knowledge. And that knowledge will make him a sarva karma sannyasi in time. Then Shankara quotes, for those ignorant ones who are attached to karma, ajnanam karma sanginam. The rest of the verse says, do not disturb their minds. Na buddhi bhedam janayet. They are doing some good karma. Do not go and tell them that karma will not give them moksha. Do not disturb the attitude of such a person because he will give up the karma. Even though karma does not directly produce moksha, If a person is committed to karma, it is the only thing he can do to accomplish a certain frame of mind that will allow him to gain this knowledge. If you criticize karma to those who do not have discrimination, they will give up karma and will neither have the benefit of karma nor will they have knowledge. On the other hand, the one who knows the truth of this karma, Tattvavita, knows I do not perform any action at all. Naiva kinchit karomi iti manyeta. Iti manyeta. Manyeta, I think. Whether seeing, hearing, talking, or doing anything else. It is the sense organs that move about among the sense objects. Indriyani indriyartheshu vartante. The one who is a tattvavita who knows that Atma does not perform any action, recognizing that only the gunas in the form of the senses, mind, etc., move about among the gunas, is not bound to karma or its results. Tattvavitatu guna guneshu vartante iti matva na sajjate. Further, we saw the fifth chapter, mentally renouncing all karmas, the one who has self-mastery, who indwells the body, remains seated happily in the nine-gated city, neither doing nor causing any action to be done. Sarvakarmani manasa sanyasya आस्ते सुखम वशी नवद्वारे पुरे देहि नैव कुर्वन् न कारयन्. It is said that all karmas are given up. We understand by the word sarva that it is not one karma that is given up, but all. This is not possible unless one has knowledge. And therefore, the renunciation is not physical but through the mind. Manasa, renouncing all karmas by knowing that the self is actionless. One remains happily seated in the body. He is always free from the weariness of karma and the disappointment, etc., of karma phala, where in this body itself, not after death. While the person is alive in this physical body, he is liberated, neither doing any action nor causing anyone else to act. Naiva kurvan na karayan. He remains always free from action. Akarta, the one who knows the truth of Atma, looks upon oneself as a person who does not perform any action at all. The one who knows the truth would think, I do not perform any action at all. Naiva kinchit karomi iti yukto manyeta tattvavita. He does not consider that he does even a small bit, kinchit, of an action like thinking, for instance. He knows this while thinking, not later. That is why the present continuous is used. While seeing, pashyan, hearing, shrinvan, touching, sprishan, smelling, jigran, he knows that doing all this, he performs no action. Then Shankara says that by implication, we understand that the one who does not know the truth of Atma thinks that he does perform action. Seeing, he becomes a seer. Hearing, he becomes a hearer. Whatever he does, he becomes the agent of that action. Therefore, he looks upon himself as an action conditioned person. Further, it was said in the sixth chapter that for the one who wants to gain this knowledge of the self, the mumukshu karma becomes the mean. Arurukshoha muneha yogam karma karanam uchyate. For the one who is an accomplished karma yogi or has gained the knowledge, renunciation of all activity, either relatively or absolutely, becomes the means for moksha. Yoga rudhasya tasyaiva samaha karanam uchyate. Then Shankara recalls the seventh chapter, where it is said that there are four types of devotees. One is the devotee in distress, artha, one who implores the Lord to protect him when he is in trouble. This in itself is good because he thinks of the Lord at least when he is in trouble. Another one, the artharthi, prays not only for prays not only when in distress but also when he begins any undertaking. In order to get the results he wants, he first thinks about the Lord and then starts his work. This one is better because he appreciates Ishvara a little more than the first one. He is interested in various pursuits and worships the Lord in the form of various deities and then starts his undertaking. Then the third one is a Jignashu, the one who wants to know Ishvara. He is better than the other two because he worships Ishvara not for any other end but for knowing Ishvara. He is a karma yogi or a sannyasi. Whether you pursue only knowledge of Ishvara or pursue knowledge along with karma, you are a bhakta. All the words that are studied, the words of the Veda, are Bhagavan's words. And therefore, the Jignashu looks upon the Veda as a pramana. This is Shraddha in the Veda, which is Shraddha in Bhagavan alone. Therefore, in the form of the words of Bhagavan, the one who wants to know, Jignashu, invokes Bhagavan. In time, he comes to know what the Shastra says and is called a Gnani. All of the first three devotees are good. Trayaha api udaraha, udaraha, because they are devotees, but they are ignorant. The Gnani, on the other hand, Krishna says, is myself. Gnyanetu, Gnanitu, Atmaiva me matam. All of them worship Ishvara, seek Ishvara. The first two are seeking Ishvara's help for accomplishing their own ends. The Jignashu is seeking Ishvara's help in order to understand Ishvara. He knows the problem and therefore is seeking Ishvara directly. He is not invoking the grace of Ishvara to get one more thing, but is invoking Ishvara for the knowledge of Ishvara. He also is a devotee, but still he is different from Ishvara because he has yet to understand that Ishvara is himself. The Gnani, however, is non-separate from Ishvara. I think all the chapter by chapter Swamiji is revising. If you want me to stop in between for Manana, we have done till chapter 8. All the summary till chapter 8. Should we do Manana and then proceed? Because it is quite a lot.
I think we should revise like just the gist of what you have read till now.
Yeah. So we started with the ignorance and the desire as the cause of samsara, because through ignorance there is a kartritva bhavana. So whatever you do, there is a doership, and that causes the samsara. So with the jnana nishtha, with the knowledge and commitment to that knowledge, there is a sarva karma sannyasa. So that is called karma yoga. But then here again Swamiji says, those who are karmatha, those who are doing only karma, let them do their karma. Do not stop them from doing their karma, because they will, if they there is, if they are not doing the karma, if you tell them that karma will not bring you moksha, then they will stop doing the karma. And uh, if they don't do karma, then they will do something else which will not be according to the shastra. So it may incur more of negative things rather than positive. So another thing is when everything is Atma, when there is no subject object difference, when the whole thing, when you know it is Atma only, that will bring more alertness and awareness, that we will. I think I will need the help. If I'm not correct, saying the correct things, kindly help. There is no other way to give up on activities. We know that is happening. It is not, we are not the doer. Everything is happening.
So that would be the jignasu, no? The one who is following the knowledge only.
Yeah,
Following.
Jignasu is that is at the end. Just now, Bhagavan has said the types of devotees
Yeah.
are one who is in the problem only thinks about Ishvara. Artha, the one who when he's and Jignasu, the one who wants to know the Ishvara.
Yeah, so he would be following only the knowledge. Like we read, no, two ways of achieving moksha. One is through knowledge, pursuit of knowledge, and other is that of life of a karma yogi, like
Yes.
knowledge with karma yoga, both. So
Hmm.
that the person following the knowledge, he is the jignasu. No, he only wants to know about God,
Ishvara.
Ishvara.
Yes. Correct. And then he realizes that he is the Ishvara. He is that Atman is Ishvara, and that is the Jnani. He becomes Ishvara. I mean, he realizes that the oneness with him and the whole creation.
Yeah, that vritti is destroyed. That the vritti of I, like initially, it is destroyed by that statement. I am Brahma, Aham Brahmasmi, right? So that ahankara is destroyed.
Correct. Mhm.
Then there are only two types of actions. One, you either do, or second is you get the action done. That is why in the second chapter he is quoted that shloka saying, Na hanyate hanyamane sharire. That is where the subject-object distinction of the Atma happens, where the subject and object are both the same, and therefore the object is seemingly is mithya. There is only one. And then he uses that prathama malla nyaya. That is the action which is beyond which there is no other. It is like in a boxing championship. If you defeat the champion boxer, it is like you've defeated everybody else. So similarly, the skilling is the ultimate action, so to say. It is the ultimate action that either puts you to guilt or regret. So that is the action he's used. He's quoted that. He says, when a jnani is one who does not think he's killing, and also he does not think he is being killed. So Atma is that which is free from action. That is the sarva karma sannyasa. And this is, it is not giving up action, just giving up action. It is jnanena sarva karma sannyasa. It is with the knowledge that the Atma is both the subject as well as the apparent object.
Yeah, very beautiful. Can we just say here, like Prathama Malla Nyaya, their ignorance is the representation of all samsara. So if you kill that one ignorance, then the whole Jagat disappears.
That is the whole import of Bhagavad Gita, where saying only through jnana that you get knowledge. At the jnana you get moksha.
It is
And
like
it is this avidya, this is the avidya is the cause of this non-recognition of this, the true nature of Atma. Avidya leading to kama and therefore leads to karma. So through karma, you cannot really root out avidya. At the same time, like you've already mentioned, that people who are doing karma should not be discouraged from doing karma, because that is at least preparing their mind. Maybe sooner or later, because of the adrishta phala or whatever karma they're doing, they will eventually get the grace of a master. Maybe they would come across some knowledge, and then they themselves, that inner transformation would happen at some point, saying, why am I doing all this? What is the reason? So these questions come up, and then they get onto the moksha marga. So therefore, people who are doing karma should not be discouraged. People who are on the path, karma yogis, will continue doing what they're doing. But don't discourage them. You just be a shining example, a role model. Because everybody has their own journey. It depends. Each one of us is on our own journey. We're at different levels. So you cannot, because you've reached one certain level, denounce the other people. Again, when we compare this to what Shankara says regarding Purva Pakshi and the Vedanti, that logical argument is done for a different reason. It is only to prove the point that jnana is the only means, the ultimate means, the last peg is jnana. So we should understand this, in which context Bhagavan is giving us this thing of not to discourage people who are doing karma. It is for them to realize. Slowly they will realize. That is why this whole journey is an individual journey. Although there is group activity, collective activity happening, if you analyze it, actually it is each one's single journey.
Yeah, that is Brahmaraji. This is Veda Vinashinam Nityam.
Veda Vinashinam with Nityam. See, when there is a hyphen, horizontal line above the letter, you have to drag it. When there is no, then there is nothing. So, Veda Vinashinam Nityam Ya Enam Ajam Avyayam Katham Sapurusha Partha Kam Ghatayati Hantikam.
Correct. The one who knows Atma, he neither, I mean, whom he kills and by whom he is killed.
Yeah. And then he gives the third chapter saying there are two kinds of lifestyles, committed lifestyles. One, karma yogena yoginam, and jnana yogena sankhyana. So one is the pursuit of knowledge alone, and the other is the pursuit of knowledge with a life of karma yoga. So for all those who are still yet not prepared to completely renounce things, then for them it is the life of karma yoga.
And the Tattvavit, he knows that he is not the doer, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Naiva kinchit karomi iti manyeta. He is doing it. Nobody can stay without doing action. As long as this body is there will be action, inevitable. That is why it is given in the present continuous. It is Pashyan, Shrinvan, Sprishan, Jigran. Seeing, not seeing. Hearing, not hearing. Whereas for all those who are not in that state, when we see, we think, I am seeing. When we hear, we think, I am hearing. So that I connect with that I is still there. With that ego is still there. So the whole journey of a karma yogi is to live such a committed life, such that the antakarna becomes so clear and clean, that this vritti, this brahma jnana vritti, aham brahmasmi, slowly will dilute this vritti of aham shariram, aham this one, all of that will slowly dilute, and then it catches on to aham brahmasmi. So in a way, Antakarna Shuddhi, apart from reducing our eliminating raga dveshas, is also slowly diluting this aham. Because only when the
Yes.
aham is strong, you are linked to likes and dislikes. Oh, I like this, I don't like this. So as long as your raga dveshas, you're under the clutches of them, you are giving power to your ego, so to say. But when you are diluting them, then that ego is also getting thinner and thinner. That is the preparedness of the mind. Otherwise, we can live all our life holding on strongly to this aham. For that nijam aham udeti, as Ramana Maharshi says, aham patati, the small I drops, and the nijam aham udeti. And that nijam aham is the only one that is there. The one that is in you, in me, in everybody. And then therefore there is no distinction, there is no dvaita bhava there. Can you just read the one regarding the 6th chapter, where he says, Yoga rudasya tasaiva shamah karana muchyate?
Yeah, from here.
Yeah,
Arurukshu.
just that.
Yeah, yeah. Further, it was said in the 6th chapter that for the one who wants to gain this knowledge of the himself, the mumukshu, karma becomes the means. Arurukshoha muneha yogam karma karanam uchyate. For the one who is yeah.
Just one thing with respect to the English transliteration, munehe, the aruruksho
Munehe. Okay.
munehe yogam karma karanam uchyate. I know it's difficult to read the English transliteration of Sanskrit verses.
No, but it is very nice that you are correcting. Arurukshoha munehe yogam karma karanam uchyate. Yeah. And here yoga rudhasya tasyaiva shamaha karanam uchyate. Here it is shamaha or samaha. Shamaha, right? Shamaha.
Yeah.
Karanam uchyate. When we see the shloka, it little correction can happen. But here, when I see only the pada, then it becomes little confusing. That is why every day that abhyasa is avashyakam. Brahmaraji, please help us in that once again, that how to by heart this. उसमें थोड़ा help करना, please.
I think
I'm
we all
still...
have to, get back to chanting one chapter a day every day. And nothing like doing chanting and listening to the chant.
So that Dvavimshati, I think we should do that 42 shloka, no? Chaturvimshati. Yeah, so we had discussed 5 chapter now, no? Now 6th chapter.
Yeah. So this one, the shloka in the 6th chapter.
Yeah,
for the one who wants to gain this
third.
knowledge of the self, not that, the 6th chapter, the paragraph.
Yeah, 6th chapter, 3rd shloka.
Right. So Arurukshor Muner Yogam. One who wants to gain this knowledge of the self, the mumukshu, karma becomes the means. And for the one who is an accomplished karma yogi or has gained the knowledge, renunciation of all activity, either relatively or absolutely, becomes the means for moksha. So here it's clearly giving the distinction. So a person who takes to sannyasa without being a karma yogi, he will not be a true sannyasi. So you cannot completely renounce activity by not preparing your mind. So for a person who wants to gain this knowledge of the self, karma becomes the means. Karma here means karma yoga. And then one who is an accomplished karma yogi, or the one who has gained knowledge, then renunciation becomes the means.
So his inaction is also the action, right?
Yes. So he sees, he's the one, a yogi, the one who has realized, the jnani, sees
Jnani.
action in inaction and inaction in action. Inaction in action meaning he identifies himself with Atma. Atma does not act. There is activity happening, but the Atma remains actionless.
So he's mentally renouncing his karmas, like doership is, yeah, he's not having the doership.
And the aspect of bhakti is also so beautifully brought, no, here. When he has realized through pramana, and that yoga nishtha is continuous with the belief in the pramana, then that automatically that shraddha comes, and through that he gains that knowledge that he and creation is one, and he becomes one. That's what Bhagavan is confirming, that jnani tu mameva.
Atmaiva me matam. So the four types of devotees is then given. One is the artha, one who remembers and prays to the Lord only when in trouble. He is much better than the one who does not pray at all. At least he is seeking out to the Lord. Then you have the arthati, who wants to accomplish something and therefore he remembers Ishvara at that point. And then you have the jignasu, whose intention is to gain this knowledge, who wants to know Ishvara. So he is much better than the first two because he's a karma yogi or a sannyasi. The sannyasi is not the vidvat sannyasi. He's the sannyasi still who is in work in progress. He's the vividisha sannyasi, right? So whether you pursue only knowledge of Ishvara or pursue knowledge along with karma. So either you're a vividisha sannyasi or a karma yogi, you are a bhakta. Because you're praying to Ishvara, you recognize Ishvara. And then that recognition of Ishvara, along with taking the words of the Veda as pramana. So there is that element of Shraddha that comes in there. The Shraddha that the words of the Veda are nothing but the words of Bhagavan. And then the fourth type, he says the first three are good, but the fourth one, Jnani tu me matam, he is none other than me. So Jnani, here the Jnani is the Vidvat Sannyasi who is already realized. So we are all in the Jignasu phase. We don't know whether we are, that is, that is a matter for self-introspection. Are we arthars? Which slot we fall into, which kind of devotee we fall into? The artha, artharthi, jignasu, or the jnani. Jnani, of course, is the goal. Has already reached the goal.
We all are Jignasu, that is why we are reading Gita.
Yeah, but I'm thinking, see, when I look at myself, I'm speaking for myself. Sorry. So there is still that element of artha, and maybe, I don't know, there are times when you pray to the Lord when you're in trouble. I cannot say I don't reach out to him when I'm in trouble. So there is that element of artha still. It is not complete jignasu where I am, I'm again speaking for myself. I'm not generalizing. There, of course, are jignasus in the group who are completely only onto this, who do not, who have risen above the artha state. But at times when you're really going through some difficult phase, you do reach out. So maybe that element of artha, are we complete jignasus? Jignasu is happening. Yes, we are pursuing knowledge, but is there still that trace of artha and artharthi that is there? Is for each one of us to introspect.
But it has minimized a lot, no?
Yeah, of course it is minimized. Of course, if we are not only arthas, no, that is certainly not there. The very fact that we are doing what we are doing right now is that there is that pursuit of knowledge is there. But it is not, yeah.
Yeah. But then in trouble, if we don't remember Bhagwan, then who else can we? So even if we continue till our last breath, I believe that he is the only Ashraya. So completely surrendering and remembering him when we are in trouble, I think that will continue, no? That's what I feel. That who else will we?
Yeah, Artha is the one who remembers the Lord only in cases of trouble.
Only in trouble.
Yeah.
Only in trouble. Yeah.
Correct.
That is the first one, Artha, when only he is in trouble. But
correct.
People like us, we will continue throughout the routine, but also when we require, when we are in, there is some challenging situation where we feel helpless, that now he is the only one. So going unto him is
So
I
Jignasu is
still continue without
yeah.
feeling guilty that he is the only shelter, Ashraya.
That is true.
We
But
are
a
we are the
Jignasu is
mixture
a
of Jignasu and Artharati. Both mixture is there, I think.
yeah. So
Not
because a
category.
Jignasu is he's a karma yogi, right? And a karma yogi is who takes everything, whether favorable or unfavorable, as Ishvara's prasada. So he is not disturbed in
Correct.
his mind. He does not feel the
Yeah.
pain. So what I'm saying is, I'm talking
That-
again for myself. There's still that little pinch and pain when going through life situations. So have I risen to
correct,
becoming
Bhimraj.
a complete karma yogi? According to me, no, not yet. Because I've not reached that state of being um, equanimous, completely equanimous in your mind, in the mind, when faced with favorable, unfavorable situations. So, because a karma yogi is one who takes everything as prasada, whether it is um, according to what he intended to get as the result or not. Whatever the result, he takes it as prasada with a smile. So that is what I meant when we saying Jignasu is that person. He does not want anything else. He just wants to know Ishvara to the exclusion of all else.
So, till we feel that pain and pleasure both, we still are not in that category of that Jnani. We have to reach that category where whatever we get, we accept it joyfully
Yeah,
and as a, or whether it is a painful situation or a joyful situation, both we take it as equal.
that is a jnani is the next step. At least we need to reach the first rung, which is karma yogi. So once we are an established karma yogi, then renunciation will happen. That jnanena karma sannyasa will happen. So our the first step now all of us would have to is to become established karma yogis. Even practice of karma yoga itself, karma yoga itself is not just a concept, no. It is, we will have to imbibe every part of it and live it. Being a karma yogi should become our, it is, it's not a mandate, but it is to become our nature. Karma yoga itself is such a nishtha that needs to be cultivated and cultured. Which is why I remember Swami Chinmayananda's often statement saying, it is not enough how many times you have gone through Gita, how many times has Gita gone through you? Because there may be the sense of this, again, that is again the ahankara coming up, the spiritual ego that says, oh, we're doing this. So that being in that delusion, that of the ahankara again, it's so easy. This Maya can overpower people, which is why in the Maya Panchakam it says, even people who've studied the Vedas and the Shastras and all of that can just get deluded in just a moment. So imbibing all of this and making it our own and living it, I think that is most important. Converting this jnana to vijnana is, it's very easy to just say it, no? But to live it, when you're put in a situation, are you coming out of that test that life situations give us time and again, time and again?
Moment to moment.
Yeah, I was just sharing thoughts about this Jignasu.
So it's a beautiful evolution, as we can see. Every chapter, Arjuna is also evolve. I mean, his thought process, how he changed from that Artha when he surrendered to Bhagwan with all his Gandiv, that I don't want to fight, to the stage where he tells that Nashta Moha, now my delusion is gone.
Yes.
Hmm. But in our sansaric life, I mean, it is like every stage we evolve, we again, some situation makes us again the same artharthi, again some situation brings us back to the center. So it continues, isn't it?
Yeah. So this yo-yo thing is happening, getting established in the
So when that
equanimous
straight will
state.
come, Brahmaraji,
Huh?
that straight will come as grihasti, will that straight curve come where we are equanimous in every
Yeah, why
activity?
not? Why not?
I mean, I still feel it. Will it be in this life possible?
Of
For
course,
me,
that
I'm
is,
talking again. For me,
yeah,
I'm
again,
talking because
which is true. See, because that state is attainable only, Bhagwan has given us all these, no? There's Arurukshor Muner Yogam, Karma Karanam Uchyate. So for us, the karma is the means. Karma yoga is the way of life right now. And when that is why we're doing the Shravana and Manana. So making it part of our day-to-day life. That inner transformation, changing it little by little. It is like that basket which is dirty, getting washed in that water every time. That cleansing is happening layer by layer. We, of course, are not the same what we were before we started all of this, isn't it? We've certainly evolved internally and continue doing this, being in knowledge. That is why Karma Yoga is not just doing Karma Yoga, not just doing karma and then taking everything as prasada. It is also pursuit of knowledge. Because that moksha is the only purushartha for a karma yogi. There is no other purushartha for him. No artha kama, dharma artha kama is the topmost priority is moksha, and that is what is that eka bhakti.
I think Bhagavad Gita is the only where it covers the whole the journey of the mankind.
It is there for every kind of person.
Yeah.
For everyone.
And it enlivens the vision of Upanishads also, and also yoga of Patanjali, So it includes everything. That is the one thing which is very practical. Everyone can go through this and come to some conclusions, and he can have a direction what he wants to. So from Arthi to Artharthi, Jignasu to Moksha, Jnana. So no Shruti or no scripture includes like this. They concentrate on something, but this practical And it has come through direct from Krishna. You see, Bhagavan Uvacha. There it says, it stipulates Bhagavan Uvacha. So it is, I think, a manual for the mankind how to proceed their life. Wonderfully given. So, therefore, these all things are there in the Gita Dhyana, and Gita Mahatmas. So once we know we are in the process, it is really a wonderful scripture to follow. Wherever you are, you can judge yourself where you stand. Sometimes, you see, man has so many moods, has so many phases of life. According to the karma he is, or vasanas he has, for everything, a solution is available in this Gita. And we have done a very nice Manana on all these points. And we can judge ourselves where we stand. And continue for moksha again. And where we want to go. That has to be there. At least we have the roadmap. Wonderful scripture. Therefore, we say, no, Bhagavad Gita, Su, Upanishadsu, Yoga Shastre, and Arjuna and Krishna's Samvadi. Means Bhagwan's Samvada, Bhagwan's order. So this includes complete. We are so lucky to have such scripture in our hand. And especially this group, we have gone through 2 or 3 times, and every time we are evolving. Every time we are evolving. We are lucky to have such scripture with us. And thanks for this group. Especially Brahmalaji, you are leading it so nice. And you put step by step your clarity in this, is very appreciable. Thanks for it. Bela, also wonderful. Everyone, we are wonderful. We are contributing to each other's growth. Nice. Thank you.
Dhanyavada Sureshji for beautiful summarizing and sharing. So till 8th chapter we have completed so far, all the different types of devotees and the evolution process.
Are you able to continue, Bela, or you want me to take over?
Yeah, are you okay to take over, Brahmaraji? When you are reading, it is like very comfortable for every one of us. Each one of us would love to hear from you. It is always, but I see that if it is comfortable, convenient, then it is okay.
Yeah. Just give me a few minutes. I'll just get my computer. Just give me.
No problem.
Till then problem. You can continue.
Yeah. Then Shankara reminds us in the 9th chapter of those who use the 3 Vedas, Rigveda, Yajurveda, Samaveda, while performing rituals. Take the Soma as the prasada of the ritual, and having been purified of all wrongdoing, become Puta Papas. Puta Papas. And worshipping by means of the ritual. They pray for heaven. Traividya Mam Somapa Puta Papa Yagnairištva Swargatim Prarthayante. Evam Dharmam Anupannaha Gatagatam Kama Labhante. I think that is from the 9th chapter, 20 and 21 shloka. Then what happens? Naturally, their prayers are answered. And after death, they go to the world born of Punya, where Indra lives. And in that heaven, they enjoy celestial happiness. Then afterwards, having enjoyed the heavenly abode, when the Punya that took them there and kept them there gets exhausted, they enter again into the world of mortals. Kshine Punye Martyalokam Vishanti. This world or anything equivalent to it, where there is disease, decrepitude, old age, etc., is called Martyaloka. These ignorant people, agnis, who wish for desired objects, kama-kamis, only come back from where they've gone. Gata-gatam bhante. Even though they have followed the karma enjoined by the three Vedas, what do they gain? Having gone to some desired place, they again come back. What is the net result? They remain samsara. So that is about the kamya karmas, maybe with a hope to gain the swarga. They again have to come back to the earth once their punya gets exhausted.
Leela, on what page are we on?
Yeah, it is 437, Brahmaraji. Kshamyatam, I did not know I was on mute. Mute. 437.
Did I start from here? Then Shankara reminds us in the 9th chapter of those who use the three Vedas, Rig, Yajur, and Samaveda, while performing rituals. Take the Soma as the prasada of the ritual, and having been purified of all wrongdoing, become Puta Papas. And worshipping by means of the ritual, they pray for heaven. Traividya Mam Somapa Puta Papa Yajnairištva Swargatim Prarthayante Evam Trayi Dharmam Anuprapannaha Gatagatam Kama Kama Labhante. Then what happens? Naturally, their prayers are answered, and after death, they go to the world born of Punya, where Indra lives, and in that heaven, they enjoy celestial happiness. Then, afterwards, having enjoyed the heavenly abode, when the Punya that took them there and kept them there gets exhausted, they enter again into the world of mortals. Kshine Punye Martyalokam Vishanti. This world or anything equivalent to it, where there is disease, decrepitude, old age, etc., is called Martyaloka. These ignorant people, Ajnanis, who wish for desired objects, Kama Kamis, only come back from where they have gone. Gatagatam labhante. Even though they are following the karma enjoined by the three Vedas, what they do, what do they gain in the end? Having gone to some desirable place, they again come back. What is the net result? They remain in samsara. Just can you give me 1 minute? I'll just come back. I'll need to get my charger.
You can little increase your voice, man.
Sorry about that. I had to charge my computer. Am I enough audible?
Little more.
Yeah, I'm actually 100% and I'm very close to my laptop.
Okay.
So maybe if you can increase your volume.
Dr. Brahma, your voice initially was very loud, but just now as you started your this
Is it
for
low?
reading, it has it has just reduced to half the volume.
You
I
know
don't know
why?
why.
Because initially I was on my phone. Now it is on.
Okay. It's on. Okay. Fine. No, we can hear you, but yeah, we.
Yeah,
Okay,
you
I'll
want me
do
to
one
share
thing.
the screen when you
No
want to
problem.
just
No
use
issues,
your
Beta.
phone?
I will
Yeah.
use my phone only as my mic. Just give me 1 second. Yeah, I think now it is better. I think you can hear.
Wonderful.
Perfectly fine.
Yeah, because
Wonderful.
this is the phone. My laptop, I think, doesn't take the voice as much. So then Shankara reminds us, okay, we've done that, no? Then what happens? So he's talking of those people who follow the three Vedas while performing rituals, take the Soma as prasada, and having been purified of all wrongdoing, become Puta Papas. But then what happens? They go to heaven. And Traividyamam Somapa Puta Papa Yajnai Rishtva Swargatim Prarthayante. They pray for heaven. See, that is the whole thing. They follow the three Vedas, they're doing all the rituals. They're ridding themselves of papas, yes, but they pray for heaven. So what happens? They go to Swargam. Swargatim Prarthayante. Evam trayi dharmam anuprapannaha gatagatam kama kama labhante. So then after they finish, what happens? So after their death, they go to the world born of Punya, where Indra lives, and in that heaven, they enjoy celestial happiness. Then afterwards, having enjoyed the heavenly abode, when the Punya that took them there and kept them there gets exhausted, they enter again into the world of mortals. Kshine punye matya lokam vishanti. This world or anything equivalent to it, where there is disease, decrepitude, old age, etc., is called Martyaloka. These ignorant people, Ajnanis, who wish for desired objects, Kama Kamis, only come back from where they have gone. Gatagatam labhante. Even though they are following the karma enjoined by the three Vedas, what do they gain at the end? Having gone to some desirable place, they again come back. What is the net result? They remain in samsara. Whereas, look at these others who contemplate upon Ishvara as no longer separate from themselves. Ananyas chintayanto mam. For those who are always one with Ishvara, the Lord has said, I take care of all their yoga and kshema. Tesham nityabhiyuktanam yoga kshemam vahami aham. This being taken care of by Ishvara is relative for the karma yogis because they have prasada buddhi, and absolute for the jnanis because they are complete, purna. These people are nitya yuktas, constantly inquiring into or are one with the Atma, as it has been explained in this chapter as equivalent to space, akasha kalpa, pure and limitless, free from all punya and papa, akalmasha. Further, he says, those who contemplate upon me, who are seeking me with great love, I give that knowledge whereby they gain me. Dadami buddhi yogam tam enamam upayantite. That is the whole idea here. They do not go to heaven or any other place. They become one with Ishvara. From this, it is understood that the others, the ignorant ones who are committed to fulfilling desires, do not gain Ishvara. By knowledge, people gain Ishvara and not by karma. By karma, they only go to different worlds of experience. I will continue reading and then we may need to repeat. What about those who are doing only karma that is enjoined by the Veda and therefore enjoined by Bhagavan? The attitude with which this karma is done is of two types. One is that of devotees who are ready to do anything that is enjoined just because it is enjoined. They do this karma for no other reason than that it is enjoined by the Vedas, by Bhagavan. Nothing is more sacred to them. These are like the people we see in India, removing the weeds, grass, etc. from the temple yard, sweeping the floor, bringing flowers for malas, and doing varieties of other things in the temple. Then there are those who do the enjoined karma in order to please Ishvara. Bhagavat aradhanartham ahamidam karishye. Either you do the karma with the attitude that it is enjoined by Bhagavan and therefore it is to be done, or you do the karma for the sake of Bhagavan. Both attitudes make the karma Bhagavat karma. Those who do karma with these attitudes are karma yogis. Even though they are the most steadfast in their karma yoga attitude, they are still karmis. How can you say so when all they are doing is religious prayer, ritual, etc., that is enjoined by the Veda? It is because they are ignorant and therefore look upon the Atma as a doer, karta. In the third chapter, we saw that the person who is ignorant, ajnani, looks upon himself as a doer, kartaham iti manyate. Even though the sense organs move about among their respective sense objects, the one who is deluded looks upon the Atma as an agent. Still, he has a number of means, sadhanas, to help himself, the last of which is giving up the results of action. In the 12th chapter, it was said that if you cannot pursue that which is not available for words, anirdeshya, that which does not decline, akshara, etc., and cannot resolve your mind steadily in Bhagavan, you can still gain Bhagavan by abhyasa, the practice of contemplation. If you are not able to do even that, then you can gain success by doing karma for the sake of Bhagavan. And if you are not able to do even that, then you can at least give up the results of action. Karma phalatyaga. Why is this the last? It is only from the standpoint of the other things that were said. If none of them is possible, this at least can be done. Even though this too is a karma that connects him to Bhagavan, still he is ignorant and therefore a karmi. In the 12th chapter from verse 13, which says, the one who is free from aversion to any living being, adveshta sarvabhutanam, up to the end of the chapter, a number of qualities are mentioned, which are the natural expressions of a wise person. These are to be cultivated by the one who wants to be wise. They are friendliness, maitri, compassion, karuna, absence of ownership, nirmamatva, freedom from egotism, nirahankaratva. These are natural characteristics only of one who knows the nature of the Atma. This is because he alone is free from likes and dislikes. Unless one is beyond raga dveshas, one cannot be totally free from aversion to any living being. These qualities and others that are discussed up to the end of the 12th chapter are the means to be followed by those who are seeking knowledge of the reality, Vastu. These people are entirely different from the people who are performing karma as a yoga. Then again, in the 13th chapter, the means for knowledge, jnana sadhana, was given, and there no mention of any specific karma like Agnihotra was made. The means that were enumerated there were absence of pride, amanitva, absence of pretentiousness, adambitva, absence of intent to harm, ahimsa, accommodation, kshanti, straightforwardness, arjava, reverence for the teacher, acharyopasana, purity, shaucha, being focused, sthairya, mastery over oneself, atma vinigraha, dispassion with regard to sense objects, indriyartheshu vairagya, absence of egotism, anahankara, and repeatedly and clearly seeing the inherent defect of pain in birth, death, old age, disease, janma, mrityu, jara, vyadhi, dukkha, doshanu, darshana, etc. This is so wonderful. Swamiji is so nicely summarizing the whole of the 18 chapters. So I think we'll stop here at page 439. We've done up until 13th chapter, but this requires a reread again. So from the, maybe from the 8th chapter or the 9th chapter, we'll repeat this one more time and then do some manana tomorrow. We'll stop here today. So I think the train of thought is so beautiful in that how, in spite of you, someone following the three Vedas, because he's only praying for heaven, he will reach heaven, and once a punya is exhausted, he'll come back again. So it only goes round and round in the cycle of samsara. So no karma can help give you moksha. And he goes on to saying how Ananyas Chintayanto Mam in the 9th chapter, he will take care. Once you have your focus on me, I will take care of your yoga kshema. But he's still a karmi because he's still ignorant. So he has to pursue knowledge, and that is given in the 13th. 12th chapter, he gives a lot of alternatives. If you can't do this, you can do this. If you can't do that, do this. And in the end, he says, if you can't do any of this, at least give up the karma phala. And then in the 13th chapter, he gives all the jnana nishta, what is all required. Amanitva, dambitva, ahimsa, kshanti, rajavam, acharyopasanam, etc. So we'll do this one more time tomorrow. Jai Gurudev. Om Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi. Om Tat Sat. Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. Jai Gurudev.
निरुपमनित्यनिरंशकेऽप्यखण्डे मयि चिति सर्वविकल्पनादिशून्ये घटयति जगदीश जीवभेदम् त्वघटितघटना पटीयसी माया त्वघटितघटना पटीयसी माया श्रुतिशतनिगमान्तशोधकानपि अहह धनादिनिदर्शनेन सद्यः कलुषयति चतुष्पदाद्यभिन्ना न घटितघटना पडीयसी माया सुखचिदखण्डविबोधमद्वितीयम् वियदनलादिविनिर्मित्ते नियोज्य भ्रमयति भवसागरे नितान्तम् त्वघटितघटना पटीयसी माया अपगतगुणवर्णजातिभेदे सुखचितिविप्रविडाद्यहं कृतिं च स्फुटयति सुतदारकेहमोहम् त्वघटितघटना पटीयसी माया विधिहरिहरविभेदमप्यखण्डे बत विरचय्य बुधानपि प्रकामम् भ्रमयति हरिहरविभेदभावान् घटितघटना पडीयसी माया त्वघटितघटना पडीयसी माया